TV Africa, the best place to get Africa-related content. In today's news,
President Muhammadu Buhari has fired his security detail and other persons in Aso Villa over the role they played in the crisis between his wife Aisha, Sabiu Tunde Yusuf, his assistant. Those fired by Buhari on Wednesday included the Chief Personal Security Officer, Chief of Detail to the President, the ADC to the First Lady, Escort Commander, ADC National Defence Council, and 37 others from the villa. It was also reported that on Tuesday, President Buhari, who was deeply angered by the embarrassing crisis in Aso Villa, was preparing to fire his security detail and some top aides for the roles they played in dragging the presidency into the mud. It was gathered that President Buhari decided to take the step after Muhammadu Buhari, his nephew and one of his closest confidants, was seen weeping as he made his way to his office. Daura was said to have informed Buhari that his security aides were not only after Yusuf's life but also his own as well. Buhari gave the nod for all persons involved in the alleged threats of lives of the two men to be removed. The crisis started with Yusuf's refusal to embark on a 14-day isolation after returning to Abuja from a trip to go to Lagos last week. This also led to the arrest and eventual redeployment of the aide de camp to Mrs. Buhari and other security details attached to her after it was claimed that they threatened to kill the president's assistants in the process of trying to get him out of the villa. Inside sources say that the latest step by the president could further stir bad blood between the different power blocks in Aso Villa, especially with the First Lady vowing to take a pound of flesh for being embarrassed by Yusuf and other cabal members. Wow, this is I'm really surprised. For the first time ever, Buhari actually took proactive measures. He actually took steps to fire people because they didn't actually do their job. I'm really surprised. I'm surprised why he didn't do the same thing with the army. When Nigerians were calling for the resignation of the top military chiefs in the country, he was saying that Nigerians should be patient with them. So why didn't he also show the same level of patience with his security personnel? Why did he fire them immediately? The whole thing just looks funny to me. It just looks funny. When it comes to his own personal security, he takes proactive measures to fire the people that are protecting him when he sees that his life might be put in danger or the thing might cause power in the center of power. But when it's time to protect the people that is his constitution given job, to protect the people of the country, he's saying that we should be patient with the military. His decision to keep all these military chiefs in their position, even though he knows that they are not performing well, has led to the loss of life of thousands of Nigerians innocently. And those are the ones that we even know about. Those are the reported deaths. We don't know how many people are being killed in the north that are not even being reported. If he truly cared about the well-being of Nigerians, he would have sacked the army chiefs just as fast as he sacked his own security personnel. That's just the simple truth. If they are not effective, if they are not doing their job that they are being paid for by the Nigerian taxpayers' money, they should be fired and bring someone else that is competent to do the job. This government is truly inefficient, and there's no time than ever before that clearly shows to me that this country is on autopilot. Nobody is truly ruling this country. Everyone is for themselves. If there's unrest in Aso Rock, what would you expect will happen in the rest of the country? And I wish I could say that this is just the ending of it, that this thing will not continue. But I'm so sad to say that this thing will likely continue, because as we have seen, the First Lady has also vowed that she will take her own pound of flesh because she was embarrassed by Yusuf and the other cabal members. So therefore, we know that payback is coming. It also makes a person wonder if the security people hired to protect the president, his family, and also the Aso Rock lack even a decent level of professionalism, threatening to kill the assistant Yusuf because he didn't quarantine, threatening to kill someone. If he's threatening to kill someone, then what's the point of quarantining? I don't even get the point. And it seems that these people don't even understand the whole concept of quarantining. If this assistant went to Lagos and came back, for example, he was infected and he came to the villa, and these security personnel have already come in contact with him, there is no point in quarantining because those people are likely infected. Quarantine doesn't even make sense anymore. Quarantine only makes sense as a preventive measure. But that prevention has already been broken because from reports, this assistant had been going to the Aso Rock villa. So there's no point in quarantining again because he has already broken it. Why? Because if he had the disease by the time he left Lagos, then he must have spread it to other people. That is just simple common sense of it. So why is someone threatening to kill someone over quarantine when I've already come in contact with the person? And if the person was infected, you're likely infected too. I mean, where's the sense in that? I mean, if these are the people that are protecting the president, it makes a person wonder what is going on in this country. That the people that are protecting the president and his family don't even have a level of common sense and don't even understand the whole concept of quarantine. I don't get it. Then what is their job then if they don't even understand the whole concept of quarantine and they start firing shots as if it's a playground? All these things makes a person wonder, how did these people even get into those positions? How did they get those jobs? Is it because they merit it, or because they knew somebody close or somebody powerful? That's how they got the job. Because if somebody marries such a position, they will never have such a thought process of threatening to take somebody's life because of quarantine. I mean, the thing, it sounds somehow. But at this point, does any of this even surprise us anymore? And the fact that many people are not even surprised or even appalled by such things happening at the seat of power is the most painful part. Because we are so used to all these terrible things happening, all this lack of professionalism occurring, that we just see it as normal, we just see it as usual. It is just troubling. We have just normalized all these things and made them normal. It's painful. Imagine if we heard reports something like this occurring in the United States or other developed countries, we wouldn't take them seriously. So imagine how they look at us right now, that we cannot, that the security personnel protecting the president and his family are not, just even lack the ability to be professionals and just do their job. Nigeria will still have a long way to go. Still have a really, really long way to go. Well, those are my personal thoughts on the matter. Please do join me on a future video.